Dan Perry here with another Dan on Tech Active Directory video for Northeast State Community College. As we wrap up our section on adding users, what we're going to do this time is we're going to see how we can use a template to speed up things. So I'm going to create a new user, and this time this new user is going to be a template. So in order to create that new user, what I do is I put an underscore at the beginning. So I'm going to do underscore accounting for the first name. And then I can leave the last name blank or anything else. I don't really need to put anything there. I'm going to go ahead and just put here for the initials and the last name a Z, so that you can see that when I duplicate it, that information will get changed or overwritten. And then for the login name, I'm going to do underscore accounting, because this is going to be a template for the accounting department. So when I do next, I can leave my user must change password as is, and I do have to put a password. And go ahead and next and finish. And since I was using Active Directory users and computers, that's all I got to fill in there. Notice by starting with an underscore at the name, it's at the top. That's part of the reason I use an underscore for all of my templates, is they'll be at the top of the list. So let me right click and go to Properties. And as you fill out things, there are a number of fields that if you fill out in the template will not come across to the new user. And I'm going to demonstrate that because I'm going to put something in the description, just DESC, in the office, just to label what they are. Telephone, put phone, email, and so on. These fields will not come across when I use this as a template to create a new user. Same thing with street. Let's see what happens with P.O. Box. The city, though, state, and zip code, those will come across, as well as the country. If I go ahead and find the country, under the account type, your login name information won't come across. If I had this disabled, that would. We've not looked at profiles yet, but profiles and profile paths would come across. Telephones, well, let's see. And I'll just put in the one phone. Notes. Come over to the organization, a job title, department. Let's do actually my company. I'm not going to put a manager or reports to. I could add them to a group if we had any groups. But this will show you and give you an example. There are a few other things such as dial-in and all that I could set up. Let me go ahead and apply those. So they're part of that one. Now, to create a user from a template, I can come in here, right-click, and I do a copy. When I do copy, I basically see close to what I saw when I was creating the new user. So I'll give it a name, a username. Go ahead here. I have to give it a password again. I'll leave the user must change login. I'll go ahead and finish. Now, if I right click and look at the properties, you see that the name that I just filled out's there. Nothing else on this first general screen came across. I had put a description, office, and phone. They don't bring those across because they feel, Microsoft feels those would be unique to a new user. When I look at the address, the street doesn't come across, but the rest of the address does. Again, the feeling is possibly part of that street address would be unique. Under the account, there's really nothing that came across. Let's come over telephone, and none of the phone numbers came across. So really, most of what comes across is in the address, the account, the organization information. Notice the job title did not, but the department and company did. So we do have some things that come across. Had I made them a member of any groups, that would have came across as well. So it doesn't fill in everything, but it can shorten the number of things and reduce the number of things you need to create when you're doing it by creating a template for each of your major departments, and that will save you a lot of time in creating new users. Thank you for watching this Dan on Tech video for Northeast State Community College. Please subscribe to this playlist so you don't miss future videos.